Fred Sanford, bro.
What's happening for now?
I'm good, brother. What's happening, man?
Hey, man, it's D-Ray, bro.
What's going on, D-Ray? How you feeling, man? What you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Bud's lawsuit in that court and that ruling, man. What you got to say about that, bro?
What I got to say about it? That Bud Crawford, well, first of all, I got to explain what it is. What happened was, it's a jurisdictional issue, which is, where is the court going to be heard? Bud filed a lawsuit in the state court of Nebraska, of Nevada. Bob Arum, before he was actually served and officially served, asked to have it removed from the state court in Nebraska to a federal court in Nebraska. Huh? Nebraska, yeah, Nevada. He moved, he moved it from state court to federal court. And what the judge ruled was that you can't do that because it's called a snap removal. You have to wait until you're served before you complain about the filing. So Bob just did some shit stupid. But what Bob wanted to do was he wanted to move to federal court because federal court takes longer and it is a hard and they have a more difficult, it's a more difficult process. So what Bob Arum was probably trying to do was stretch the case out, make it take longer, and cost Terrence Crawford more money in federal court. But what happened was the judge said, "Sorry, you can't do that. You had not actually been told about the lawsuit before you had it removed. So we are going to remand it or send it back to state court." If Bob Arum had waited until they served him, somebody knocked on his door, knock, knock, knock. You have now been served and made officially aware that Terrence Crawford is suing you. If he had waited for that, then asked to have it removed to federal court, he would have been okay. They would have been over there in federal court. But Bob Arum jumped the gun. And also the contract, I do believe that the contract between Terrence Crawford and Top Rank called for the disputes to be settled in the state court of Nebraska. So they had already agreed upon that. So that's, it's not a matter of what I think about it. That's factually what happened.
I appreciate your explanation, man. You broke it down. Even I could understand that. Thank you.
Hey, no problem, man.
Hey, but now I want to ask you about the fan base and the ticket thing with Jerry Jones.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if a newspaper in Texas printed a story like that, does that add validation to it, or do you?
I don't understand. Printed a story like what?
Saying that Jerry Jones had purchased tickets at the Spence fight.
Did he purchase it?
He can drop bombs.
Are you saying like he personally bought a lot of tickets?
Yep.
Well, that's what the story in the Texas paper had said, I believe.
Is that he bought a lot of tickets?
Yes, sir. To add to the crowd, is what they're trying to say. So
what does that mean?
So when you're talking about, comparing the fan bases, I'm just saying,
that's
if
artificial.
Jerry Jones is responsible for a lot of the support, I'm just saying,
the numbers. No, you're talking about he comped tickets. There was very few comps for that fight.
Okay.
I didn't get one.
I don't know if he said that he bought tickets, and he took tickets and he gave tickets away to people. I know that there was whatever was 40,000 and there was less than 900 comps. So whatever the people that actually bought them, it was
jump, bro.
38,200. And I think Jerry Jones, I didn't read the article, that Jerry Jones might have bought reserved 900 tickets or something like that, and he gave out 900 tickets. But as far as the fan base goes, because Errol Spence Jr.'s pay-per-views are a lot more.
I didn't even get him with
the fact that he sold 32,000. That's still
discrepancy, bro.
I don't know, 25,000 more than Bud selling.
But anyway, go ahead.
So
But that ties into that investment with Disney,
bro. I
you know?
appreciate that. Now,
Because if you got to buy other Disney products to get Bud's fight, that's more than just a pay-per-view.
As far as making, you know, compared to what Bud's guarantee is known to be. And then, you know, so how like, it said Porter's highest payday was against Bud and not EJ, so I'm just saying now everybody knows that this is the best fight in boxing, I believe. Some think it's the biggest, you know, and I think that remains to be seen. But, you know, I just want to thank you very much, Fanon. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No worries. Well, let me get that last part. As far as how Bud was getting paid, Bud is getting paid on ESPN's budget.
Respect.
So there's a difference. Errol Spence Jr. is not getting paid on a budget.
Hopefully we can build
right?
off this.
So, for example, Bob Arum has a contract with ESPN.
Black Civil War of boxing talk 2022.
Where ESPN gives him a certain amount of money a year to put on
but
fights.
The truth got to handle the truth.
So Bob Arum then takes the amount of money that he has and he divides it amongst the fighters that he has. So Terrence Crawford negotiated with the guarantees that he got was something that he negotiated with Bob Arum 2 years ago. So he was getting paid. He gets offered a fight, but his minimum that he's going to get paid is really high. So that's so basically he's getting money. It's not money that he's generating. It's money that ESPN is paying for the program. Where Errol Spence Jr. is getting his money is he's getting money on the pay-per-views that he's actually selling and the ticket sales that he's actually making. So Errol is generating money and gets paid off the money that's generated.
But I need some subs, bro. We got 17, homie.
And the amount of money
out.
that Disney allots.
Right? But where does that money come from? Bro.
The money that comes
really
to
pay me a little bit more than
Bud, the $6 million comes from the advertising dollars.
Anyway, advertise up with me because you getting advertising dollars
right?
off this content.
And it's a gigantic,
I'm trying to build up.
Right?
Let's get your boy up to a G.
That's kind of the difference. That's the same thing. That's the same thing with what, like the money that gets paid to Devin Haney from DAZN. That comes out of a budget. That's not Devin generating that money. Gervonta Davis actually has to generate the money.
He actually has to sell the tickets.
He actually has to. It has to come out of the pockets of people, along with whatever budget, and there is a budget, I'm sure, for Showtime and how much Showtime is willing to put out. But the majority of that money is coming from the pay-per-view and the gate. So it's a question of how much money you're making.
On boxing, I just
versus Bud is how much money I'm paying. With him, though. One guy is cost, the other guy is profit. That makes sense.
And one guy gonna win, one guy gonna lose.
So Disney was investing in Bud, and Jerry Jones is investing in EJ, right?
Yeah.
No.
Another fib.
Bud, if it is true that he bought those tickets,
I love it.
He's actually buying tickets. Jerry Jones just bought tickets.
Now he's
a billionaire. He decides to buy 9,000 tickets and give it away to friends and family or whatever. That's just a billionaire buying a bunch of tickets.
Please.
He's still buying the tickets. He's buying tickets. If I jump out there and I buy all the tickets up myself, somebody still had to buy the tickets.
Prove my point, you know what I mean? Lawyer. Thank you.
So, but a budget. Look, the budget is there regardless of who is fighting. Bob Arum could decide to give the money to Lomachenko, or give the money to this guy, or give the money to that guy.
Tell me.
It's Bob's decision who he gives the budget to.
You know, somebody saying
but selling
that,
tickets,
he won.
Selling tickets is you actually generating money for the fight. Selling pay-per-views is you actually generating money from the fight. You're bringing money in. If you're getting paid off of a budget, you're getting money. It's kind of the difference between a salesman and an accountant. Like if your company, you have an accountant, the accountant could be getting $100,000 and paid $100,000, but what's he getting paid for? He's getting paid to count the money. That's why salesmen get so much more money. They make more money because they're actually going out, bringing the money in that the executives then pay to the accountant. And which is why if they're going to get, who are they going to get rid of first? They're going to get rid of a good accountant or a good salesman.
But take less
when
than
times
that,
get tough, they're going to get rid of that accountant.
He had to do to
because they
make
need
fight.
That salesman to bring the money in. So just think about Errol and Gervonta being the salesman and Terrence Crawford being the accountant.
Haney, right?
Haney, exactly. That's why Leonard Elliott said those guys are, what they basically said, that's why Derek James said those guys are employees.
Yeah, we feel
those
new,
guys are getting
right?
paid off a budget that's already set.
Yo, how, Stefan?
If Bob loses money, Bob should blame Bob, right?
Yeah, but that ain't got nothing to do with Errol. Bob can blame Bob if Bob wants to. I don't believe that's another little bit of gamesmanship from Bob.
Right, smoke and mirrors, how they been cheating from day one. They told us to plan, freeze him out, age him out.
Anytime you pay an accountant,
and
you can say I'm losing money
on
you
the books.
because they're not generating money.
And then the social
media. But that doesn't
media.
mean that your company's not making money. Because they may pay Bud
$60
million, right, out of an $80 million budget,
man,
but they may be paying Isaac Dogbay $25,000 for a fight. They may be paying they pay him $25,000. But if you average out how much money they gave you and divide that by the number of boxers you have, you could argue that he made $100,000 on Isaac Dogbay. He made $100,000 off this guy, $100,000 off that guy, $500,000 off that guy. But he took a loss on Terrence Crawford, right? So that's just people when you're talking about business and all. He is not Top Rank. Is not in the business of making money
up on the
off
panel
of the
yet,
gate.
Bro. You should let me up on the panel after this.
They're not in the business of making money off of pay-per-view sales. They're making their money from the budget that they get from ESPN, and then they allot it. So any particular person that they pay, they could claim, "Oh, I lost money on him." Yeah, but who'd you make money off of?
Converse, bro.
Isaac Dogbay, very profitable.
When you say that interview,
okay, and I'm going to do a quick example of it, right? You say you got $100, and you got to buy 10 things for $100, right? One thing costs $50, the other 9 cost $1, right? So you paid $59. You lost money on the 50, but you made shitload of money on the ones that cost $1. Because you got 100 for it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Anyway, I don't want to overcomplicate it, but I mean that's as simple as I can. That is as simple as I can make it. Bud is probably having Bud allows Top Rank to be profitable.
Yes, my point exactly.
If he didn't have Lomachenko, ESPN might not have cut him a contract at all.
Money on Fury and
right. But or on Showtime,
and
these guys are like,
look,
man, we don't have, we're not paying a ton of guaranteed money to people. We're going to put all these guys on pay-per-view, and that's what they've been doing.
ESPN Plus,
that's why they put,
according to my brother KQKC, had Bud as the face of it. So
they
that's
put
built up.
Keith Thurman on pay-per-view. Because they're like, look, dude, if you're going to get above this, these people you're going to get paid off what these guys... Off the tickets you sell.
Yeah, he said Keith Thurman. I couldn't help myself. Pay-per-view.
And the pay-per-views that are sold, so they use that as a way to pretty much balance their account. But anyway, I don't want to get into it. That's a lot. But hey, thank you, brother. I hope I explained that to you clearly.
Hey, man. Hey, Fanon.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, man, I want to thank you, bro. We just proved that we can have a debate, banter or whatever you, man, and be civil with it, bro. So I just want to thank you, appreciate you, man.
And set an example for y'all.
Thank you, friendly ass citizen. I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Peace.
That's fire content for your ass.